ahead and introduce you guys to our trainer. Now, the trainer's name is Lakshmi Shree. Now, Lakshmi comes with a solid 13 plus years of experience in the IT industry with more than 10 plus years of experience as a BA herself. Now, she's been doing various projects for various companies, all top companies. And talking about her experience now, she holds, and in terms of her education, now she has an MBA and a professional doctorate in management in computer science and management-related subjects. Now, well, I guess all of you guys are able to see that she's handled pertaining to business analysis, business intelligence, data visualization, and yeah, well, as I mentioned, she is a freelance consultant to many top companies across the globe. And not to forget, she also holds a professional doctorate in computer science and management-related subjects. So that's a quick introduction about the trainer. But what I want to do now for you folks is before we start off with the training, I first wanted to go ahead and explain to you guys how the blog works. Well, I'm sure now Srinivas, Divya, Danish, all you folks have received this blog access, have you?
Yes.
Excellent. So, well, let me go ahead and quickly explain to you how this blog works. Now, we use this training blog for better communication with the candidates of this batch. Now, in this blog, we would go ahead and announce all latest post materials, video recordings, and all comments from your team members, trainers, and the training lead, which will be me. All right. Firstly, I'm sure you guys are able to see this. Once you log into the blog, towards your right-hand side, you see the small button which says More Action. Click there and please subscribe to Page Changes. Now, by doing this, you will receive all announcements, all right, on your email. You will be notified whenever there is a change which has been made on this page. Now, this is where you find the course content, the content what you would actually learn in this training program. I'm sure that this is self-explanatory. And talking about training materials here, you would find all the training materials needed for you to become a business analyst and whatever is needed in this training program. And next comes assignments. Now, the trainer will go ahead and provide assignments to you guys, after each and every module, so that you guys can work on it and submit it in this particular page of this blog. The reason why the trainer asked to go ahead and give you guys assignments and submit here is so that the trainer can understand how each and every of you are, on what ways she can gauge you guys and how much you guys have understood it. And next comes case studies. Now, as I mentioned, the trainer is a real-time consultant. She will share some case studies based on the project which she has worked, which will be helpful for you guys to go ahead and work on it. Next comes queries to trainer. Now, this is very important, right? Now, once the live training is over, and if you guys have any questions which you want to ask the trainer, you need not wait until the next live session. All you have to do is click on queries to trainer. You see the new post, click there, put a question, and the trainer will be notified along with me. Next comes recorded sessions. Now, this is where you will find all the recorded sessions, right, even for the session today. Now, this has also been recorded, so you will see this here. And next comes webinar links. Okay. So this is where you will find links for the classes. See, as you see, it's an introductory session today happening on the 22nd, and your next session is going to be on the 25th, which is the Sunday, and after that 27th. So you're going to see each and everything here. Okay. This is where you can find it. All you need to do is just click here and you would be able to join in the session. And next comes quiz question. All right, now there'll be quiz where the trainer will go ahead and now conduct alternatively, which you guys can take it. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to the trainer. So that's about the training blog. Folks, if you have any questions, feel free to write into me with regards to how this training program works. And if you have any question with regards to the training or to the subject I would recommend you guys to please go ahead and ask Lakshmi on those lines. Well, thank you so much. I would let Lakshmi take over now. Lakshmi, thank you so much. You can
Unmuted.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for the intro, Sunil. Hi all. Welcome to the Business Analyst Training Program. I'm Lakshmi Shri. You've got an introduction about me. I'm going to be your trainer throughout the program. I'd like to get an introduction of you all. Could you please introduce yourself and a brief description about your current role? Are you a student or are you a working professional? And which domain are you working in? Do you have any exposure to business analysis? Could you please start? Divya, Janish, yeah, either of you can introduce. If you're unable to talk, if you have an issue with your microphone, then you can please type the question. I can read it out for the group and I can answer your question as well.
I'm Janice. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Janice. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I have a bachelor's in information systems. I'm currently working in the insurance industry, but I'm doing more of like insurance counseling. So, sorry. All right, sorry, my son's in the background. So yeah, my hope is just to get a lot kind of familiarity or get familiar with the field because I'm hoping to do a little more than what I'm doing right now, just so I can earn a little more money too.
Okay, so are you into insurance domain specific role currently, or do you also work on software development for insurance domain?
I did software testing in the past, but not in the insurance area. It's with a consulting firm. But here at the current company I work for, I just have, I work in the service area, so I don't really do anything that's related to software right now.
Okay, great. Good to know that. Janice?
Okay.
Can we please have the other participant introduce themselves?
Lakshmi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Divya. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Divya, and my basic experience has been in customer service. I have about 8 years of experience. I do not have much experience in technical stuff, so this is the first time I'm attempting to do something like this.
Okay, great. Welcome, Divya.
Thank you.
Other participants, please.
Yes, my name is Shesam Aloku.
Hi, Sesam.
I do have hi, Lakshmi. I do have a background in banking, and that was many years ago. And then I transitioned into insurance. So I'm a licensed agent in life, property, and casualty insurance.
Okay.
And couple of years ago when I was in between jobs, I did a little of Salesforce.
Okay.
I didn't really go all the way with it, and again, I'm in between jobs now, and I've always wanted to focus on business analysis. So if at the end of the day I want a domain, focus on in insurance or banking.
Perfect, perfect. Most welcome. We'll see how we can correlate your insurance domain knowledge with you or Janice. You already have insurance domain knowledge, so we'll see how you can make use of your insurance domain knowledge and work on business analysis processes as well. You're most welcome to the training program.
Thank you.
Next participant, please.
Hi there. This is.
My name is. Oh, sorry.
Go for it.
Oh, my name is Rachel. I have a background in economics, but I have worked in insurance, life insurance, as a claims analyst for 1.5 years.
Okay, that's good to know. Welcome to the training program, Rachel. A lot you can learn about insurance and business analysis process, how you can use these two together. So we'll see that over a period of time today during the session. So can we have the next participant, please?
Hi there, this is Danish Khan. I used to work at Amazon.com. I worked over there for about 5 years.
Okay.
So while while working over there, we started HRIS, which is nothing but a PeopleSoft.
Right. Yes.
So while implementing that, I was very much proactively involved with the BA team,
Okay.
IT team, since I was a key person. So business analysts, they used to come in, they used to gather all the information from me, such as like employee IDs and work schedules and different shifts, stuff like that. So that's how I got, into myself into the business analyst. So
Okay.
I want to go for it.
So have you practiced business analysis based on the IIBA standards, or is that a general BA practice that you got into just because of
General.
your role?
No, sir. I was end user, right? So I was end user. So they used
You
to
were
come
an
and
end
gather
user.
information from me.
Okay, so were you
Yeah.
involved in user experience and user acceptance testing kind of activities?
No,
Not exactly.
not me.
Okay.
No.
Okay, good to know. Welcome, Srinivas. Priya, could you please introduce yourself? So we have Doreen and Priya. Please introduce. Doreen and Priya, could you please introduce yourself? If you're not able to talk, you could also type. I can read it out.
Hi Lakshmi, how are you? This is Priya here. Finally, I'm all set today.
Hi Priya, I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Yes, could you please
All right.
introduce
Okay,
yourself?
this is Priya.
Yeah.
Yes, this is Priyadarshini Shanmuganathan. I'm from New Jersey, and I'm currently working as a HR in 3A Soft. It's also based in New Jersey. So I got my personal interest attending this BA training program because I'm very much interested to become as a business analyst, as an entry-level business analyst to start up with. So that's the reason for Priya entering into this program.
Most welcome to the training program. How many years of HR domain expertise do you hold?
I have 4 years of experience.
Okay, are you into HR analytics?
No. It's like HR administration in an IT consulting firm actually.
Okay, so do you work on recruitment or on shared services?
All administration, just
All
administration
admin.
and immigration department.
Got it. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Priya. Doreen, could you please
Thank
introduce
you.
yourself?
Hello, my name is Doreen. I just graduated this May with my bachelor degree in information systems, and I only have knowledge in business analysis, but I want to gain more experience in it. So,
Okay, so do you have work experience so far?
and now I was just going to school.
Okay, you said bachelor's degree in which stream? Computers?
In information systems.
Information systems. Okay, good. Okay, good to know that, Doreen. Most welcome to the training program.
Thank you.
It's like we have another participant. Okay, thank you all so much for your introduction. Let us quickly start with the training curriculum. So what we will be covering as a part of this training program. Right, so business analyst is a vast domain. There are several roles in the market that is referred to as a business analyst profile. So what will you learn in this program, in this training program? And after attending this training program, what type of a certification will you be prepared for? and what is the kind of a role that you can take up in the software industry. So these are the details that we will be seeing as an introduction to the business analysis process. And then we will also see what are the roles and responsibilities of a business analyst, competencies and deliverables of a business analyst, what is software development lifecycle, and what are the various methodologies in software development lifecycle. There is a methodology called Agile methodology, which is very, very important in today's software subjects. So as a part of Agile methodology, you also have something called as a Scrum. Okay, so once you learn about Agile and Scrum, the basics as a part of this program, the next level could be a Scrum certification, certificate as a Scrum Master. So that is a different line altogether. It is correlated to BA. So I will tell you what is Agile, what is Scrum, and how can you also get certified as a Scrum Master other than your ECBA, that is entry level certification for business analyst from IIBA. So you will also see what are the different types of certifications that you can go for after attending this training program. We will be giving you IIBA guide that can help you relate the topics that we would cover as a part of this program, all the topics that have been discussed in the IIBA guide, business analysis guide from IIBA, will be completely covered as a part of this program. And in addition to that guide, we have several other tools and techniques that we will be learning. Right? So as a part of this program, we will be covering requirement elicitation process, very, very important. Starting from the closure of a sales and marketing contract of a project. From that phase, once the project moves on to a business analyst, how the business analyst should approach the problem statement or the project that they've received as a business. How do they talk to the stakeholder? How stakeholder analysis is done? How do you come up with a communication strategy, communication plan? How do you conduct interviews? What is brainstorming? How do you create brainstorming and legend diagrams? How do you work on focus groups and workshops? What are the various facilitation skills that you must know as a business analyst? And how do you gather the requirements? While gathering the requirements, what are the various diagrams that you can create? Primarily, you'll have to work on the as-is system analysis and to-be system analysis. So for that, how do you work on the business process model using the BPMN standard notations? We will be completely working on Visio 2016 other than various documents that are used for the requirement elicitation and requirement analysis phase. Post which you'll have to move into the system analysis, system design, that includes your functional design and the system architecture. So we have various documents, say more than 100 documents, and a lot of artifacts that can be shared with you all. Artifacts include documents like business requirement documents, functional requirement documents, system design document, software requirement specification document, technical specification document. Right, so we have two live projects. One is a diagnostic center automation and the other is a core quality practice automation for a quality division. How various metrics are generated, right? So I will be explaining you the difference between the testing part of quality assurance and the core quality practices or the process improvement group that works on ISO, CMMI, IEEE standards primarily to bring process improvement in various areas that can in turn improvise the capability of the organization. So we will also go through balanced business scorecard, SWOT analysis, SIPOC, 5I analysis, cause and effect diagram. Okay. So other than this, we also have the unified modeling language. So as a part of the unified modeling language, we will be covering various diagrams like activity diagram, sequence diagram, use case diagram, and then you'll have to understand more about the use case specification, how use case specification can be achieved. Data modeling techniques are divided into two. One is the data flow diagram and another one is the data flow model diagram. So as a part of the data flow diagram, I'll be explaining you how to create and how to represent the context of events that takes place or the flow of data that takes place within the system. So within the quality assurance practices, we will learn more about software testing lifecycle and the core quality practices. We will also be covering project management, how to create a project charter, how you can contribute to a project management plan as a business analyst, and I will also show you how to create a project using MS Project 2016. The other software tools that you would use as a business analyst other than Visio and Project 2016 includes Excel, MS Excel, MS Word, MS PowerPoint, SQL. I'll be explaining you the standard SQL statements or SQL commands that can be used on different RDBMS like Access, SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL. We will also give you a knowledge about Tableau. Tableau is a visualization tool that is mainly used to create different types of visualization along with charting and slicing and dicing features that are available in Excel. All the features of Word, Excel, basic features of Tableau, basic to intermediate knowledge about SQL programming will be given to you. As a business analyst, you also need these skill sets. So a business analysis role is not just theoretical. There is another tool called Pencil that is primarily used to create wireframes. Wireframes are at times referred to as prototypes, right? So there are different software tools which we will be covering as a part of this program. Along with this, I will also be giving you an idea of how you can take up the ECBA certification, which is very much needed as a business analyst. So a combination of all these skill sets, a knowledge about all these topics, along with ECBA certification, which you can gain over a period of time, not a must that you have to get certified immediately after the program. But we will be covering all the syllabus that is very much needed for you to clear the ECBA certification that is given by the IIBA, International Institute of Business Analysis. I will also tell you how you can become a member of IIBA. Getting a membership of IIBA is very much helpful for you to be very successful in your business analysis career. Finally, we will be helping you with your resume preparation. The placement group will take care of the resume preparation. And then interview question and answers. There are more than 200 interview question and answers, both personal as well as BA related interview question and answers. So once you are ready with those, we will have a mock interview session. I will have a mock interview session with you all, wherein I will be questioning you about the BA concepts. It would be very much similar to a live interview that you can have with the software company when you apply for a BA role. So this is basically done to give you a confidence that you can take up the interview and understand where you stand in terms of the BA concepts. So if you're really thorough and you're able to answer all the questions that I have for you, or if you can go through all the interview question and answers and be prepared, then you're very much ready to take up a role as a business analyst with a software company. to just clarify, we will not learn any domain specific concepts here. Though I will be quoting a lot of domain expertise which I've gained over a period of time. So I have worked on different domains like capital markets, investment banking, healthcare domain, insurance domain, retail domain, digital marketing, supply chain and logistics, CPG, FMCG. So I've had an opportunity to work on various domains. I will be HR analytics as well, right? So I will be quoting an example of each of these domains, but we will not go through any of these domains in detail. Be it an insurance domain, so in the insurance domain, it could be, there can be different types of coverages, but we will not go through the policy life cycle, or we wouldn't go through any of the coverage programs. But I will be giving you an example of how you could work as a business analyst in the insurance domain, or be it in different type of domains. So we have more than 30 Visio diagrams and models which I will be explaining you throughout the program, which is very much needed. Okay, so I will give you an example of how these diagrams can look, how documentations are created, how documentation is done, or how documents are created. Right, so this is about the training curriculum we have. So end to end, we will be preparing you for a business analyst role. It can be at an entry level, intermediate level. So we are not, though we are teaching you the concepts of advanced business analysis process, at an entry level, you will not be expected to directly interact with the client or with a stakeholder. So that could take some time for you to gain experience with your organization, understand people, understand the system, and then you can interact with your stakeholder and getting a project, in presenting your company's portfolio, in analyzing an existing process or a system, right? But I will be giving you a complete picture of what an entry-level BA could do, an intermediate level with 2 to 3 years of experience. So what kind of a role that you will be playing in a software industry. As a business analyst, what is the technical expertise that is expected from you? You do not have to learn programming languages, but you must know which programming language is used for which kind of a development. Is it for a standalone application development or a website development? So even if you're from a non-IT background, or you do not have experience in information technology or in a software industry, you do not have to worry at all, because we will be starting from the scratch. Right, so this is going to be the perfect program for you to transform from a domain specialist or a domain subject matter expert into a business analyst, but you can very well use your domain expertise, be it from banking, insurance, or other domains which you have just told me that you have an experience with. So business analyst program that we have would primarily target at business analysis process in a software company for software development. So everything is about the software development. Softwares can be developed for different domains. It can be for HR, HRMS, or it can be for retail, omni-channel retailing, or it can also be for capital markets and investment banking or core banking practices. So it's well and good if you have a domain knowledge. So after learning the concepts in this training program, you will understand how you can put to use your learning so far in any domain that you have specialized, and how you can build softwares or work on software development activities pertaining to the domain which you have an expertise with. Okay. So do you have any question about the training curriculum?
I do have one question.
Perfect. Let's move on. So what is business analysis? As the name specifies, analyzing the business is nothing but your business analysis practice. So who's a business analyst? Business analyst is an individual who would practice the business analysis process or business analysis standard practices in a software company. So what is a business analyst going to do? A business analyst will bridge the customer and the business. So as a business analyst, you will be the intermediate person between the customer, who's a customer, a client, a customer, or a stakeholder, gives a project or a business to your organization. To your organization means a software company. So when a project is given, you'll have to get into the details of the concepts that they are looking for or what type of software are they looking to develop. Day one, there wouldn't be any document from your stakeholder. So it is your responsibility as a BA to get the required details from your customer or your stakeholder and convert that into a technical understandable document. Technically, what the stakeholder or the customer is talking about. You're not going to write anything about object-oriented programming or a class module. No, that is not what is expected from a business analyst. You have to just translate the requirements that you get from your customer into a proper business requirement document, a functional requirement document. From a basic oral discussion that you would have with your customer or the point of contact from your stakeholders company, you must be in a position to create a document, proper document. That is what is referred to as a business requirement document. And then you have to describe the functionality of the system. So the business requirement gets divided into multiple functions or modules of a system. Right? So up to the phase of functional requirement and non-functional requirement classification, a business analyst role is going to be more of elicitation or requirement gathering. Interaction or communication plays a major role up to the time you reach the system analysis. So once you have gathered the business requirement, created a functional requirement by dividing the functionalities of the system, created a business case that has a justification of each of the business requirement that you have received from your customer or a stakeholder, a lot of communication takes place. After that, once you reach the functional design or a system design, you will be primarily working on different design aspects of the system. That includes a lot of UML diagrams, artifacts, documents, mainly diagrams. We have a lot of diagrams that you can create using Visio. I will show you examples of it, and we will be covering all the diagrams. Most of the companies expect you to know an activity diagram, sequence diagram, and use case modeling. But here we will be covering all possible diagrams in Visio for you to be successful as a BA. Right? Very important, IIBA. What's IIBA? International Institute of Business Analysis. So what are these templates, artifacts, diagrams, models? What are all these? These are nothing but the standard practices that the IIBA has defined for a business analyst to follow to translate the customer requirement into a business understandable requirement and a design which will later be sent to the development team. So whatever is the requirement analysis that you've done, whatever is the functional design or a system design, system means software, system, software, product, all of these refer to the software that you create. So what is a software? MS Word, MS Excel. your notepad. These are all simple softwares that you use on a day-to-day basis. Activities or processes that are translated into computer automated tasks with the aid of a programming language or a technology is referred to as a software. So in the process of creating a software, IIBA has several guidelines that you have to follow. The concepts that you learn as a part of this program are completely based on the BEBOK guide. IIBA guide is also referred to as a BEBOK guide. BEBOK stands for Business Analysis Body of Knowledge. If it is for project management, it is PMBOK, Project Management Body of Knowledge. Right? There are 4 levels of certification that IIBA offers. After attending this training program, you will be eligible to take up ECBA certification, entry level certificate for business analyst. The second level of certification is called CCBA, and then comes CBAP, and finally advanced level of business analyst certification. So while we go through the certification programs, I will explain you what each of these certifications are and how you can register to IIBA. So there are more than 800 business analysts who are contributing to IIBA. So you can become a member of IIBA, and then you can also contribute to various standards that are being followed by IIBA. The other body that gives a certificate for business analyst is PMI, Project Management Institute, that even offers PMP. So next level of certification after PMI PBA, that is Project Management Institute offered certification for BA, Professional BA certificate. Either you can go for IIBA certification for a business analyst role, or you can go for a PMI certification. I will also give you a document that contains sample questions, objective type questions to clear ECBA certification, along with the BEBOK guide version 3. This is the latest version. And if you wish to continue learning about Agile and Scrum Master certification, that will be a different program. It is an extension to the current BA program. Basic knowledge about Agile methodology, Scrum Master, Scrum practice, and Sprint. So these 3 concepts will be covered as a part of your SDLC methodology along with the other SDLC methodologies. But if you wish to pursue your career in Agile methodology after learning the basics of it, then there is an Agile extension that is being offered by IIBA. Right? So it is a different topic altogether. If you're interested, you can contact the course coordinator after completion of your business analyst program.
And that would be me, guys.
Yeah, that's Sunil. So what is business analysis? The entire concept of business analysis, or the roles that you can find in a software company, include business analyst, business system analyst, and a systems analyst. A business analyst need not have any technical knowledge or a programming skill set to be successful in a BA role. A business system analyst must have about 50 to 60% of BA skill sets along with 30 to 40% of programming skill sets. We will see what is the difference between a black box testing and white box testing while we go through the software testing life cycle. So as a part of software testing life cycle, we will be covering different types, methods, and levels. Okay. So far, do you have any questions for me? So what do you think a system analyst role could be? Can any one of you answer? Danish, Devya, how do you think a system analyst role can be different from a business analyst role? So far I've explained you what is a business analyst role all about. So with the name, how do you distinguish between a business analyst role and a system analyst role?
I think that a system analyst role probably is more related with technical stuff, like almost 100% programming.
Perfect. Yes, that's the right answer. So a system analyst is expected to be proficient in both business analysis as well as system analysis. So whenever you see this term system, it all refers to software. So a system analyst must have a lot of technical knowledge and must participate in white box testing, or they must know how to read the source code, how coding is done or how programming is done to create a software. All the activities that you perform or a business system analyst performs will be up to the level of a system design or a functional design. Okay, we also have an answer from Srinivas. System analyst analyzes data processing problems to improve computer systems. Yes, that's the right answer. System analyst will have a knowledge about the programming language to be used to create the system. A BA or a BSA's role stops at a phase of creating the functional design for the system, functional design of the system. Whereas a system analyst also participates in programming, in creating technical architecture or a technical solution to the software to be created. On the whole, a business analyst identifies the business needs, determines a solution to the business problems, determines solutions for systems development, develops business process for organizational changes. So what are the various skills that a BA is expected to have? A BA translates all the requirements or needs from a customer who gives a business to the company to a technology understandable document or concepts. Right? So when they look at a use case diagram or an activity diagram, the developer must know how to design the front end and the back end of the application. So you will see what are various front ends of the application, how a front end of a software application is created and how back end of a software application gets created. So what are the various types of back end systems that you can work on. So as a business analyst, it is not just the front end of the applications that you will be working on. You could also work as a business analyst for back end. Right? So there are various other roles that are available in the market. So looking at these terms, can any one of you tell me how different is a data analysis role from a business analysis role? Just with the name. Can you guess?
A data analyst or data analysis is more of gathering data that will be used in a particular a particular I don't know if I should say project.
Okay, good. Any other ideas about what a data analyst would do and how different that could be from a business analyst role? Anyone can try? Divya, Janice, Doreen, Saison?
It's more into review part of the data, which we gathered from the stakeholders.
Oh yes, right. That is also data analysis, agree. Right. So how do you differentiate data analysis from business analysis? So in business analysis, the primary activity is to translate the business needs from a customer to your business. Whereas in a data analysis role, you will be primarily working on data. You will not be analyzing the business. You will not be worried about why this project, how to take this project ahead, what is the kind of a software that has to be created, etc. So that is not the primary goal or an objective of a data analysis profile. A data analyst, on the other hand, will be more worried about the data. When some type of data in any form, be it from RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System, be it from flat file, XML file. The primary area of concentration as a data analyst will be into extracting the data, transforming the data, and loading the data for creating various reports or deriving an understanding by analyzing the data. In a data analysis profile or as a data analyst, analysis of data is the primary area of work. In data analytics, which is a higher level of data analysis, you'll be deriving patterns from data. You'll be trying to forecast. If someone told me from a sales domain, right? So you'll have to perform forecasting of sales and spend analysis. So data analytics will help you to derive patterns from data by creating predictive models, forecasting, ARIMA, that's more into statistical concepts. So if you're from a statistical background, you will know what are the various ways in which you can create patterns from data. Both parametric and non-parametric methods of tests can be used. One tail, two tail test, chi-square test, right? We will not get into details of data analysis or data analytics. But when you learn how to do data crunching in Excel, in SQL, how to use Tableau, you are very much prepared to take up a data analyst role in combination with a business analyst profile. A data analysis role involves complete data analysis practice. But as a business analyst, you must also know how to work on data. How do you open a CSV file or an Excel file? How do you prepare data for testing? How do you prepare data? How do you get the data from a production or operation team? And how do you give that to your development team who requires data to work? When a system is getting created, developer requires data to create the software. So as a business analyst, you will be preparing data both to give it to a developer as well as to work on the user acceptance testing. Your main contribution will be into documentation, diagrams, models, model creation, system design, system analysis, system design, solution architecturing, and then you will also participate in testing. There are different types of testing which we will see as a part of the software testing life cycle, right? So other than data analysis and data analytics, you also have business analytics. So business analytics profile would require the individual to derive patterns from the business. So that includes your machine learning and data science concepts. So wherein you'll be deriving patterns from the business, decision trees or different random forests. So these are all different types of algorithms or techniques that are used as a part of your data science and machine learning concepts that requires a lot of statistical understanding. So we will learn a basic to intermediate level of data analysis by going through Excel, SQL and Tableau, but we will not get into the statistical details or pattern derivation from the data, etc. That is not what is expected from a business analyst, right? So even when you apply for a job, you must clearly understand the difference between a business analyst, system analyst, data analyst, data analytics, and business analytics. Very, very important. So other than these, you have financial analysis, which is more domain specific, project management, quality assurance, documentation, and technical writing. So as a business analyst, you will contribute more to project management, quality assurance, and documentation. Technical writing will be a job of a system analyst, right? So as you all know, business analyst is really doing good in the market. So once you learn the concepts of the business analysis process, you can really do good when you take up BA as your career. And of course, you become a member of IIBA or PMI, and you also gain certification. One best part with BA profile is the technology can change. Programming languages can change. But as a BA, you will be working on different technologies. There is no technology restriction. So today, if you've learned a particular technology and after 2-3 years that is no longer there in the market, it's outdated. Technologies keep changing, new programming languages come up, new frameworks come up, right? As a BA, you can easily move to a different technology. So BA's role is not based on the technology, it is based on the business analysis process. That is the best part. So here, once you start as a BA, there's no way that the project gets over or the technology gets outdated and you have to move out of that skill set and you have to learn a new field or new area, new specialization altogether. Right? So as a BA, you always have a scope to take up a project, be it at an IT improvement level, process improvement level, or business improvement level. 3 different areas where you can contribute as a BA. Throughout this program, we have various concepts or topics to be covered that are divided into business practices, process practices, and IT practices, which will really help you be successful as a BA in whichever company you take up a role. So what is the importance of a BA? A BA has a better exposure in an organization. Why and how? Executive sponsor, project owner, business lead, IT lead, project manager, account director, developer, quality assurance, testers, user trainers, architects, database analysts, data analysts, and of course other business analysts. So these are the various roles that you can find in a software company. A BA plays a mix and match role. BA must interact and work with each of the above mentioned roles. So do any of you have an experience working with different level of people in your organization? It could be for product management or process management, because I understand that you're not from a BA domain so far, but I've seen that some of you are from a product management end, wherein you have participated as a BA or as an end user for HR analytics or for HR software development, insurance development, etc. So do you have an experience of interacting with different levels of people or different levels of executives in your organization? If your answer is yes, then you're almost closer to a BA's profile, because as a BA, you'll have to interact with different type of people holding different responsibilities in your organization. So with that, we can surely say, with good facilitation skills, good networking skills, getting to know different people in the organization, getting to know how to get the work done, most important for a business analyst. The organizational exposure that a BA receives is much more than the other roles, because as a tester, you'll be primarily working on testing related activities. As a business analyst, You will be participating in various phases of testing. If you're only a developer or a systems analyst, as a developer, you'll be primarily focusing on development related activities or programming related activities. But as a business analyst, you will be working with a developer. You'll have an opportunity to work for Six Sigma group, ISO group. You will be a part of quality checks. You'll be a part of quality audits. You'll know how to create quality metrics. Name it and you're there. You name the domain or you name the area of specialization or a department in your company, and the business analyst will be a part of it. Business analyst can also interact with the finance department, with the HR department, sales and marketing department, right? So the growth for a BA into a management role is much, much easier than the other roles. Because to be a part of the management group, what do you need? You must know people, you must know the system, you must know what is happening in your company. You must know whom to approach, how to get your work done, right? So as a business analyst, this is what you will be achieving. Day to day, you'll get to interact with a lot of people. So we will see what are the different types of interactions that you will have with different set of different group of people, and how do you document it? How do you're not running the business, but then you are trying to translate what your customer wants and what your company should be doing. Isn't that very important? A development team is just going to follow what you say, what you create, the documents that you create, the requirements that you have gathered, the system design that you have created. So it's a very crucial role. So what are the roles and responsibilities? Interact with the stakeholder, get, analyze, communicate and validate the requirements. You must understand the business problem and opportunities and recommend solutions accordingly. It is not, BA is not a sitting job. You'll have to move around. You have to talk to people, interact with people, get the required information. You don't have to run around, but if you know the correct contact, you'll know what kind of information you have to gather, whom to approach, what you have to do, right? So that you'll gain all that knowledge over a period of time. But I can very well explain to you of how you have to approach different tasks as a business analyst. While you work on system development, how do you work on different artifacts relating to system or software development? And while you work on a project, how do you work on business process model? Right? So business process modeling or working with a process group. So a process group is nothing but your operations and production group. How different is an operation or a production group from a software domain or a software department? Can a company have both a software department as well as operations and production department? Yes. And what will they do? How different are their activities? What are the different types of projects that you can get? One is a project that you get from your customer or your stakeholder. Two, internal projects. Your own different business units of your company can have projects, internal projects, or you can be a part of your process improvement group, which is a Six Sigma group, and you can analyze the existing process and you can come up with new software initiatives. So by doing that, you will be improving the capability of your organization, both in terms of process as well as in terms of the information technology implementation. Right? So you must understand, as a business analyst, you must understand the business problem and opportunities and recommend solutions accordingly. So how do you derive at a solution? What is a solution and how can you create a solution? What are the different approaches that you have to follow to come up with a solution for a problem? BA should identify, understand and document all needed team roles, related activities for a project. BA must closely work with the project manager. A BA is not a project manager in bigger companies. In a startup, in a startup company, a business analyst will also work as a project manager or as a project coordinator. So we will see what are the different activities that a BA would perform independently and what the project manager would do independently, and the tasks that overlap that both a BA and a project manager should do together. Right? A business analyst will be involved in all requirements related activities, while the project manager will be taking care of the entire project. He would overlook the entire project. So a business analyst is responsible for organizing meetings, sessions, group discussions, interacting with people, creating business process workflows, system workflows, UML diagrams, business requirement documents, etc. So based on all these, this is very easy to understand. What are the various competencies that a business analyst must have? Analytical thinking and problem solving, decision making skills, managerial skills. It doesn't mean you have to manage people. Right at the beginning, you will not be a people manager. You will be managing the requirements. You'll be working on the business requirements, and how do you translate your business requirements into a system or a functional design which can be easily understood and followed by your technical team to create the software. Criticism handling, each and every stage there will be criticism. So we will see various stages as a part of the software development lifecycle. How do you use the software development lifecycle methodologies? And then we will also see how can you work on the requirement change process. Once you get a requirement change process from your change control board, how do you go ahead? How gap analysis is performed? How impact analysis is performed? How risk management is performed? What is the difference between a risk management that a business analyst would do from a risk management that a project manager would do? Right? Communication skills, interaction skills, both written and oral communication of a business analyst must be really good. So you must know some of the programming languages and software application names. .NET, where is .NET used? What are the different flavors of .NET? What is ASP.NET? What is VB.NET? What is C#.NET? Where is it used? What is business intelligence? What are the different types of business intelligence tools that are available? What is big data analytics? What is a website development? Within website, what type of an architecture is used? What is a client? What is a server? Right? So each and every concept from the basic level will be explained to you so that you have a knowledge of what you must know at an entry level, or if you already have project management or process management experience, you can get into an intermediate level of a BA profile. So this course will have all those details as well. So what are the various deliverables? As I told you, business requirement document, functional requirement document, software specification document, technical requirement document, system design, functional design, wireframing, RTM, requirement traceability matrix, another important activity. So we'll see three different types within RTM: RACI matrix, responsible, accountable, consult and inform matrix, which is very important. As a BA, you have to do that. Storyboarding, creating user stories, process mapping, data mapping, creating test plans, writing test cases. So after going through the STLC, that is software testing lifecycle, you'll learn how to create test scenarios and test cases. So with that knowledge, you can very well take up a manual tester's role. So you will know how to create test scenarios and test cases, and you can also work on manual testing other than the BA profile. So the various concepts that you learn as a part of this program will not just help you get into a BA profile. You will be eligible to take up a data analysis profile as well as a tester's profile with some good knowledge about quality assurance practice, but not in detail. So by now you should understand the difference between a business analyst role in a software industry and domain specific industry, because interchangeably they use the term business analyst for both in a software industry and in a domain specific industry. In a software industry, the entire project can last for a few weeks, months, a quarter, 2 quarters, annually, that is 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. It all depends on the kind of a system that you work on. The kind of a system means the kind of a software that you develop. It could be an ERP system or it can be a CRM system. So ERP and CRM, what does it stand for? Enterprise Resource Planning System, that includes lot of functionalities, your HR functionality, manufacturing, inventory, stocks, sales, marketing, employee related, all the functionalities together will be available in one software. So what are the common ERP systems that are available? SAP ERP system, Oracle ERP system, which is nothing but your NetSuite, right? So there are huge ERP systems that can go about for about 3 years to 5 years. So we will also see cloud-based ERP. NetSuite is one of the cloud-based ERP. So what do you mean by a cloud-based system? What is a website or web application, and what is a standalone application? What are the various variations that you see in standalone application? What is one-tier architecture? What is two-tier architecture? What is three-tier architecture? Right? So all these concepts will be explained to you in the program, which is very much needed as a business analyst. So in a software industry, you have an initiation phase, planning phase, execution phase, monitoring and control phase, and closing phase. This can last, say, about few weeks, depending on the SDLC methodology that you select, to months or years. It depends on the size of the project that you work, the kind of a software that you would create for your stakeholder. Domain specific industry, on the other hand, is more process specific, like insurance, healthcare, retail. So you'll be specializing in the process and you will be called as a subject matter expert or a process specialist, information specialist. So you are not a business analyst actually working on the software development. You are a business analyst for the domain of business you're working on. That is the main difference. So here you'll be working on the process, understanding the process operation methodology, learning the required skill sets to execute the process, monitoring the process phases, controlling errors, closing phase. It can be an ongoing process. As far as I've seen, domain specific industry do not close a process unless and until there is an end to it. So it can take several years in a domain specific industry. So it's going to be monotonous. It's the same thing that you will be doing over a period of time. Whereas in software industry, when you take up a BA role, you will get to work on different technologies. You'll also get to work on different domains in which you can create a software. So you're learning both domain specific details as well as software specific details. So you'll always have a subject matter expert with you as a business analyst in a software company to help you create the perfect software that you're looking for, that your customer is looking for. Okay, so we are almost towards the end. Business analyst is a bridge between the business and the technology. So without a business analyst translate what the business wants or what the customer wants to your technology team in a very understandable format, it's going to be very difficult. You cannot expect all your developers to contact your stakeholder. It's going to be a mess. So without a business analyst, development of a software is not possible. So a business analyst role is not specific to any technology. You must know the names of the technology. You must know how to use it. And you can always interact with your development team to get more details about the technology to be used during the documentation phase. But as a business analyst, you will always be the bridge connecting the business and the technology. Most favorite, easiest to learn, very interesting to apply the knowledge that you've learned, and getting to meet different kind of people and working with the business, and also growing up the ladder. Why you have to do all this? Over a period of time, you have to grow up the ladder and you have to reach your management group. Okay. So other than these, I can also show you some more slides. Okay, so here is the tool slide. For diagramming, we will be using MS Visio 2016. A downloadable link will be given to you. 60 days trial is available. So you can practice and then you can buy the license for it. Word, Excel. So I think all of us have it on our systems. So if you don't have Word, Excel on your system, please buy Office 365 or a professional edition of Microsoft Office package. Process automation, I will be teaching you Excel macros. How to create macros in Excel 2016. We will be going through all the features of Excel 2016, which is the latest version of Excel. We will be covering all the concepts of Word, because as a business analyst, you must create ISO and IEEE standard documents, which will go for an audit and it should clear the audit. All the documents that we share with you are as per the ISO, IEEE standards. Once you follow the document structure, I will show you the documents. So once you follow the document structure, it would be much easier for you to finish your artifacts, documents, diagrams, models, etc. as a BA. Data extraction, SQL Server, Oracle, Access SQL is what you'll be learning that can be used on any of the RDBMS. I will also give you an idea of what is data warehouse. At times you may also have to work while we go through the backend. Right? Diagnostic software project is more specific to the backend activities, while ASAP, automation of software assessment process, that project is more specific to both front-end and back-end. Wireframing is a free tool, or that is called as an open source tool that you have to use to create wireframes. I will show you a sample wireframe, how to do it. And project is used for project management. Collaboration, we all know how to use Google Docs and Google Spreadsheets. Of course, Microsoft PowerPoint, we have all learned what it is. One more slide that I wanted to share with you all is this one. So what can you do as a business analyst? BA, lead BA, BA manager. So after that, your career path divides into two. BA, 2 to 3 years of experience. Lead business analyst, 5 to 6 years. Business analyst manager, 8 to 12 years. And after that, your career divides into two parts. Say after 8 to 10 years, what you can do? If you take BA as your career, what can you achieve? You have a technical career path and non-technical career path. In technical career path, you can choose to become a business architect by providing business solutions. Then you can become a business architect manager by managing a number of business architects, those who primarily work on providing solution architecturing for the software development. So business architect at least 14 to 15 years, business architect manager around 17 years, this enterprise architect, you'll be working on enterprise level solutions like ERP and CRM products. So that requires a lot of solution architecturing experience. So at enterprise architect level, you should have at least 20 years of experience, 18 to 20 years of experience, you'll be called as an enterprise architect. So that is a technical career path. The next is a non-technical career path. That's more into project management. You can get into a project lead, say about 8 to 10 years, you can get into a project lead profile. Then you get to become a project manager, 12 to 15 years. Then you can enter the PMO, that's project management office, and manage various projects in your organization. Many project managers will be reporting to you. So that can happen only, say about when you have 18 to 20 years of experience. And so that's about the career path of a business analyst. So we'll see this slide later. This is very important. What are the types of certifications? As I already told you, you have ECBA, CCBA, CBAP. So these are the most important certifications that are offered by IIBA. How can you look at the IIBA website? iiba.org. That's why you have to log in, and you can pay them and get a membership. It's a paid membership. PMI, on the other hand, Project Management Institute, that offers PMP certification, Project Management Professional certification, also offers Professional and Business Analysis certification. With PMI, you do not have any levels. It's a direct one certificate, PMI PBA. The website is pmi.org. You can become a member of PMI. It's a paid membership again, and you have to also pay for the exam. The easiest certificate that you can gain from IIBA is ECBA, Entry Level Certificate for Business Analyst. After this program, you will be very much prepared to take up the ECBA certification. I can give you that assurance. Next is CCBA, that is a Certificate of Capability of Business Analyst. That requires 4 years. There are norms to achieve CCBA certification. 4 years of a business analysis. You should have worked as a business analyst for about 4 years, and you should also get your client, your manager, and other 2 CCBAP, those who have completed the 3rd level of certification, that is Certified Business Analyst Professional Certificate. So you should get 2 such references to gain your CCBA certificate. There is also something called as PDUs. PDUs refers to the number of points that you can gain even before you can take up the examination. Getting ECBA certified and also having a thorough understanding of business analysis process can really take you places as a business analyst. I'm sure about that. Okay. So that's all from my end. But I would like to show you the materials, though not in detail. So these are the various documents or materials that we will be sharing with you. There are more than 100 documents. So you can see here 84. We have some more under facilitation skills, and then software testing. We have various documentations. So all these are live documents. It can be directly used. So if you talk about a BRD document, here we have a sample BRD document which you can directly take and you can put to use. So this BRD document includes an explanation of what you should do and a sample of how it has been written for a software that's developed, in-house software that's developed. All these are as per the standards. Right? This is a sample of BRD document. So we have various diagrams that you can create using Visio. So some sample Visio diagrams I can share with you. Here is an example activity diagram. We are not just covering one type of activity diagram. We will be covering 3 types of activity diagrams. So I'm just showing you one of those diagrams. So this is a single view activity diagram using Visio. Each and every stencil and shape in Visio will be explained to you. You do not have to worry about what it is. So here is another sample that you can see. So all these diagrams will be explained to you during the live sessions, what each of these shapes mean and within a stencil, and how do you use that to define a process. So while explaining these diagrams, I will be going through a number of domains, be it a supply chain, logistic, HR analytics, many domains. There are various, so one sample DFD diagram that I can show you all. So it's a standard data flow diagram. So samples will be given to you. All these documents and diagrams will be uploaded on Visio. It's available for download. You can take a copy of all these. It is very much needed. Companies where you work as a BA, you can directly use these. These are standard ones which have been created for bigger MNCs, very much accepted. Okay, these are sample diagrams. So other than these, we will also go through various data modeling techniques. So data modeling techniques include the Chen's diagram and ER diagrams. So as a part of ER diagram or Crowfoot diagram, we will learn concepts of How do you normalize? What is a table? What is a database? How do you create a foreign key and primary key relationship? How do you convert entities? So this is a Chen's diagram. This is an ER diagram. How do you basically convert entities into the actual tables? Right? So all these are very much needed as a business analyst. Concepts will be taught to you with very simple examples that you can understand and follow. So we have various topics. So all these topics will be covered. So these are organized in a very systematic manner, starting from the basic, giving you a foundation of what is BA role, what is a software development life cycle. Slowly we will move to an intermediate level when we reach the BRD or SRS, and then we will get on to the advanced concepts with other tools and techniques which we have to learn, right? So there are several documents that are available, sample documents. So if you call it a RACI matrix, you don't have to recreate a RACI matrix template. It is readily available. So when you have to work on a RACI matrix, you can directly use this template. It is a standard template that's used in the software company. So look at this very presentable RACI matrix. I will explain you what it means and how you have to fill. So these are all standard documents which are readily available. Not all of them will have these documents, right? So how do you conduct a SWOT analysis? How do you create a SWOT analysis? What do you mean by quadrants in a SWOT analysis? So an explanation, what you have to capture, and a sample details which have been captured as a part of SWOT analysis. Okay. So various notes are created as a part of this program. So all these notes will also be shared with you all. Tableau workbooks, Excel workbooks, Word documents, templates, and I told you that I will show you a sample wireframe. So this is a sample wireframe for a website. A website is being developed. So as a BA, how do you create a wireframe to show how the front end of the website should look? So we have created this using a tool called Pencil. We will see how to create these kind of wireframes. Right? So there are live projects, 2 live projects. So this is the most important project that's called ASAP, Automation of Software Assessment Processing. It's going to have all the details you want. Introduction part of the system, system analysis in detail that includes functional requirement, non-functional requirement, database performance requirements, development tool related information, system architecture divided into complete solution architecture for the system and module based architecture, system design. First level is architectural design using diagrams. Next is the functional design or module level design. Okay. So this is a brief about various topics that we will be covering as a part of this training program. Open to questions. Do you have any questions for me that I can answer for you? All the concepts required for you to be successful as a business analyst will be covered in this training program. Documents are all given to you. You can download the project, sample project, document, case studies. Assignments will be given regularly for you to get an understanding of what you learn during the training program. Do you have any questions for me, please? Any question that you want a clarification? Why do you have to learn BA? What way is that going to help you? So you already know it's doing very good in the market and it's not technology based.
Yeah, I was about to ask, so this is not a domain-based technology. So the training, domain-based training, where, once we're done with the training, we can explore ourselves into any industry.
Any industry.
I understand.
That's the best.
Universal.
Yeah. It's an evergreen field, I would say. And after taking up the BA course, you will be very much eligible to work on project management and process management activities. So the concepts that you learn here can also be applied to product management and process management activities.
My question was going to be, and I think you already answered it anyway, under the domain-specific industry, is it possible at that point to learn, let's say, the insurance and banking domain?
Very much, because softwares are being created for different domains. So without a domain, a software cannot be created, correct? So why a software is created? To automate some activity. And what is that activity? It should be based on some domain. So if you have the banking and insurance domain, which is again a never-ending domain, banking is going to continue. Insurance, of course, will be there forever. So if you have the domain expertise, then by learning the BA process, it will be much easier for you to work for a software company that requires both the domain knowledge as well as the BA knowledge. Most preferred, because you know what are the various standard practices that you have to follow as a business analyst as a part of the software development, and you also know the domain. You know the insurance domain, you know about the banking domain. So you don't need a SME. SME stands for subject matter expert. So many times the business analysts may not have the domain knowledge and they need a subject matter expert to accompany them whenever they have a discussion. But if you have the domain knowledge, isn't that a plus point? Because they don't have to allocate SME for you, right? They don't have to spend on another resource. So you are a resource who can work both as a SME as well as a business analyst in software development. So it's a value add, I would say.
So Six Sigma is also kind of BA?
No, Six Sigma is not a part of BA. Six Sigma is a part of process improvement and quality assurance. But as a business analyst, you will be working with Six Sigma group to bring about process changes. Your primary area of concentration as a BA will be to analyze the process, do an assess analysis of the process, do a job shadowing wherever needed, to come up with the observation documents, and then suggest the to-be system. What changes can be brought to the existing process or to the new system that can be created.
Because we used to use Kaizen at Amazon.
Okay, so are you
similar to
well certified?
no.
Okay, Six
We used
Sigma
to follow in the
basically,
team.
okay. Yeah, to give you an idea, a Six Sigma includes Yellow Belt, Green Belt, Black Belt, and Lean Sigma certification. So that requires a lot of statistical exploration starting from Green Belt certification. So which will be taken care of, complete process analysis with sample data, sampling of data, random sampling of data, working on various key points within the process will be taken care by the Six Sigma group. But high level process analysis, assess and to be process analysis and implementation should be done by a BA.
Okay.
Any other clarifications that you need? Babok Guide version 3 will be uploaded on the blog by Sunil. You can download the guide right from the beginning. You can go through the guide along with the sessions that you attend regularly.
Lakshmi?
Yes, Priya?
Yeah, so I have a question, like how far like BA is related with HR, because we have a role named BA HR, right? So just wanted to know how BA works in HR.
Okay. there are various softwares that are developed within the HR department. Right? So
Okay.
be it HRIS or HRIMS, HR management system or HR information system. So there are various technologies that are used for it. PeopleSoft, or at times reporting is
Workday.
done through Salesforce. So there are specific tools that are created for recruitment, for compensation and benefits, performance management, grievance addressal. All right. So
Yeah.
when you have HR domain expertise and you also know the BA practices, so whenever there is a software development need, right, there are companies that specialize only in HR software development. It is an outsourced activity these days. So there are companies that only works on HR related activities, takes care of each of these subdivisions within HR, be it recruitment, shared services, compensation and payroll on a monthly basis, and your performance appraisal for the employees, etc. So when you work for these kind of companies, they will be creating huge softwares, right? So these softwares are pre-built softwares that can be customized to any other company that pays for the software or for the service that they are buying from the HRMS company. So the company which has created the HR software will be providing the HR software to bigger MNCs, right? This HR software will not be developed in-house in bigger MNCs. Rather, they will contact the third-party companies which primarily work on HR management tools, pay for the software, and then get the services. So those are the companies. There are many companies for sales, marketing, HR, finance, right? So primarily they'll be working on huge softwares, and as a BA you have a lot of scope to put in your HR domain knowledge that you've gained over a period of time working on different HR concepts, and then how you can build the best HR softwares that can be sold to other companies.
Okay. So it's just like, you're saying that while preparing the software, we will be, business analysts will enter inside that role, or once after the software has been created, we will be entering into a business analyst role.
Yes, both.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
So along with that, you will also be learning about project coordination, data analysis. So these are again plus points for your HR role. So if you have a very good hands-on with SQL, Excel, and some visualization techniques, it's really going to help you with your existing domain, HR domain activities. You'll also gain basic understanding of what is database, what is RDBMS, and how to work on SQL Server database.
Is there any blog where we can go and find more information about the business analyst?
You can check our blog, what are the various details, the course details that we will be covering. But other than this, you can look for online resources to gain more knowledge about the BA. But then it should be a systematic learning, all right? So it should
Oh,
not be
oh,
scattered. Otherwise, it's going to be very
right.
difficult for you to understand.
So we'll have this today's session PowerPoint being uploaded to the blog, right?
The PowerPoint will not be shared. Video will be shared. We've been recording the session. So after every session, the video will get uploaded on the blog.
Okay, okay, okay.
What is the blog? Is there a website?
Yes, Sunil will help you with that. he will provide you the blog link and access to it. So you'll have to be enrolled for that. You can contact Sunil for more details about the blog access.
Okay. And is this the first class of this batch?
Sunil, could you please answer that question for me?
I'll do that. Rachel, yes, this is just the introduction for you guys into business analysis, right? So technically, yes, this is the first session. The actual class, wherein we will have more in-depth knowledge, which will be shared by Lakshmi from Sunday.
Okay, thank you.
Problem.
Thank you, Sunil.
Great. So, folks, any more questions for Lakshmi? Right. Do I take that that there are no questions for Lakshmi?
From my side, no.
Fantastic. And Janice, Doreen, Rachel, Vijay, Dhruv, Danish, any questions for Lakshmi, guys?
No,
question.
just a question about the visual link.
All right. Right. So the video link will be uploaded on the training blog, all right, the first thing tomorrow. All right. So you will find the video on the blog. And Vijay, yes, the link will be uploaded tomorrow as well. The videos will be uploaded. And I would be going ahead and calling you guys almost, no, I think I would be calling all of you guys tomorrow. If you guys have any questions, you can please write an email to me if you guys want it. And yeah, well, that's about it. My side.
Good night.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Anand.
Lakshmi.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank
All
you,
right.
sir.
Hoping to see you
Thank
more.
you, Lakshmi.
Bye-bye. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Guys, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
Sure. Bye.
Bye-bye.